Hey there, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that many people find confusing: taxes and deductions. Whether you're filing for the first time, or just want to better understand how taxes work, this ultimate guide will break it all down for you. Stick with me for the next few minutes, and you'll feel way more confident when it comes to managing your taxes. What are taxes? Let's start with the basics. What are taxes? Taxes are a way for the government to collect money to fund public services, like roads, schools, healthcare, and defense. There are different types of taxes: income tax, sales tax, property tax, and payroll tax, just to name a few. In this video, we're focusing on income tax, since that's the one most people need to deal with when filing taxes each year. Your income tax is based on how much money you earn. The more you make, the higher the percentage of your income you'll owe in taxes. But there's good news. There are deductions that can lower your taxable income, and in this video, we're going to dive into all of them. How familiar are you with income taxes? Drop a yes in the comments if you already know the basics, or let me know if you're new to this whole process. Let's get a conversation started. What are tax deductions? Now, let's talk about tax deductions. A tax deduction is an expense you can subtract from your taxable income. Think of it as a way to reduce the amount of your income that gets taxed. The lower your taxable income, the lower your tax bill. There are two main types of deductions: standard deductions and itemized deductions. Standard deduction. This is a fixed amount that the IRS lets you subtract from your income. It's simple and quick, and most people use it. The amount changes depending on your filing status, whether you're single, married, or head of household. Itemized deductions. If your deductible expenses, like mortgage interest, medical expenses, or charitable donations, are higher than the standard deduction, you can choose to itemize. This takes more time but could save you more money, depending on your situation. Which one sounds easier to you, the standard deduction or itemizing? Let me know in the comments if you've ever itemized your deductions before. Common tax deductions you should know now. Let's look at some common tax deductions you might be eligible for. These are things you can deduct from your income, lowering the amount you owe in taxes. 1. Student loan interest. If you've got student loans, you can deduct up to $2,500 in interest payments, even if you don't itemize. 2. Charitable contributions. Donating to a registered charity? You can deduct those contributions. Just remember to keep receipts or records. 3. Medical expenses. If your medical expenses exceed a certain percentage of your income, you can deduct them. This includes things like doctor visits, prescriptions, and even some over-the-counter medications. 4. Home office deduction. If you work from home and have a dedicated office space, you might be able to deduct part of your rent, utilities, and internet costs. 5. Mortgage interest. Homeowners can deduct mortgage interest on loans for their primary or secondary residences. These are just a few of the many tax deductions available. It's always a good idea to check with a tax professional to see if there are any others you might qualify for. Which deduction do you think you can benefit from the most? Let me know in the comments, and feel free to ask if you're not sure about any of these deductions. Tax credits versus deductions. What's the difference? Before we move on, let's quickly clear up a common confusion: tax credits versus deductions. Here's the key difference. Tax deductions reduce the amount of income that is subject to tax. They lower your taxable income. Tax credits reduce the actual amount of taxes you owe, dollar for dollar. A credit is better than a deduction because it reduces your tax bill directly. Some common tax credits include the Earned Income Tax Credit, EITC, Child Tax Credit, and American Opportunity Credit for education expenses. If you qualify for these, they can really make a big difference in how much you owe. Do you know which tax credits you might be eligible for? Let me know in the comments, and I can help point you in the right direction. How to make sure you're filing correctly. Okay, so we've covered taxes, deductions, and credits, but how do you make sure you're filing correctly? Well, here are a few tips to help you out. 1. Keep detailed records. From receipts for donations to medical bills and mortgage statements, keeping track of your expenses throughout the year makes filing much easier. 2. Use tax software or a tax professional. If taxes are feeling overwhelming, using tax software like TurboTax or working with a tax professional can make sure you don't miss any deductions or credits. 3. File early. The earlier you file, the less stress you'll have, and if you owe money, you'll have more time to pay it. Have you ever used tax software or worked with a tax professional? Drop a comment below and tell me about your experience, and that's a wrap on understanding taxes and deductions. I hope this video helped you feel more confident about navigating the world of taxes. Remember, tax deductions can help lower your taxable income, while tax credits reduce the amount of taxes you owe directly. So make sure you're using both to your advantage. If you found this video helpful, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on more personal finance tips. And if you have any questions or tips to share, drop a comment below. Let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll dive deeper into smart money moves to make throughout the year. Stay financially savvy.